welcome back to McChats here on McG TV. That's youtube.com/Mike McG TV. No longer on the Blippy. I'm here with my special guest once again, Mr. Mark Espinosa from NeverEndingRadicalDude.
Oh, NeverEndingRadicalDude. Hello.
We're working on audio stuff, but it's cool. Mark, you got anything in the pipes for NeverEndingRadicalDude?
It's business as usual. I just reviewed John Wick, the Keanu Reeves beard assassin movie.
I can't wait to see that, actually.
Oh, it's one of those movies that your friends will be saying, "Oh, you haven't seen John Wick? You need to see John Wick."
Yeah.
Because it really is that good.
I've heard it. It's been pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But, yep.
Yeah, and then the new Constantine TV show, which I guess we're kind of still waiting to see how that's going to flesh out.
Yeah. Quick bit of news on that. Did they change the pilot around, right?
They did.
Yeah, I read that, so.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was one of those people who procured an episode before I should have. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but when I think a major network is doing a very sensitive comic book TV show adaptation and it mysteriously ends up on the internet,
that's pretty sketchy.
And then when things change so much from that episode to the actual pilot, you know they were doing free focus testing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, some big changes in it, but it's still good. We'll see where it goes. I have hopes.
Well,
I have all the hopes.
Speaking of comic book adaptations.
Oh, nice segue.
We're going to be doing what we did a couple of months ago and watching a Spider-Man classic because, as for past listeners have known, Mark and I are both big Spider fans.
Yes.
Despite Amazing Spider-Man 2 and all the hubbub about can Marvel have him again or whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
I've heard rumors. I mean, there's always going to be rumors that Sony is interested in letting Marvel borrow Spider-Man to help mutually benefit both their movie sales. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be nice if they did it.
Yeah, it would kind of work out nice. I mean, continuity-wise, there's some things that would go kind of south, but otherwise, I want to see Spidey join the bigger universe. I think it's time. He's been alone too long. I think it's time.
I think it's time. I want that really cool scene where Tony Stark is talking about something scientific and then Spider-Man's replies back. Yeah. And not just looks or something. I don't know. I need that scene.
Yeah. Even just a little Easter egg would be great.
Yeah.
But the guy's been a loner, and no more so than in this movie, Spider-Man 2. Another great segue.
Very good.
Spider-Man 2, a.k.a. Sam Raimi loves to beat up Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
So, I don't know. What would
I would say my favorite of the Raimi trilogy.
Yeah, honestly, it is mine too. It is my favorite too, but I don't know. It has aged okay, but when you throw it up against the superhero movies we've been getting lately, which balance the silly with the serious a little bit more, this one's kind of melodramatic.
Yeah, a little bit. It was the first time, though, that there was a scene, and I'll talk about it when we get there, but when it happens, I was sitting in the movie theater, and I look up at the screen, and I go, I am watching a Spider-Man movie, which I didn't really have in the first movie. I had these moments of thinking, okay, this is a Spider-Man movie, great. But then this was the first time I was like, wait, I'm watching a movie about my favorite comic book character. It's actually happening. And I was hooked ever since. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, it was the one that got near universal acclaim when it first came out. Even critics that were kind of on the fence about the first movie, they switched their tune with this second one. It's still, I think, up in the 90s, I think, in terms of critic approval and everything like that, which is great. I mean, it was another trendsetter for superhero movies in a sense like that. They could be taken seriously.
Yeah, and still have all the qualities of, a campy, silly superhero movie.
And we'll get to those, definitely, because it still has those.
Yes, absolutely. It is still Sam Raimi after all.
Yeah, of course, but we'll get to that stuff. So I can't remember my first time going to see this. It was in the summer of 2004, I believe, and I was definitely more sober than I was for the first movie. So,
Which is funny because you would think after seeing the first movie, you would need to go into this one a little intoxicated.
yeah, exactly. But no, I liked it. Good startup point from where we left him before, being hunted by his best friend and forlorn love with a girl.
Mary Jane.
Yeah, we'll get
Mary
to her.
Jane.
Yeah, we'll get to her. But this time around, like, I don't know. Okay, let's just start it up then. We can talk about these points as we go along. But
right.
if you're listening along, make sure you have your copy of Spider-Man 2 ready and playable. We're going to be starting right at like 000 or 001 on your DVD player. And you won't hear any audio from the movie from us because copyright. So let's get this synced up. You ready, Mark?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. And there's the Columbia logo. And I really like that basically this is a constant theme. Like each movie opens up the exact same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like carrying on the tradition, as it were.
Yeah. But then that Marvel logo, which is sneaking up, there it is. Still, I mean, who would have thought that like 10 years later this opening Marvel sequence would become so like perfect. I can't prolific. I can't even start speaking now. It would be so known. That's it.
So well known, yeah.
Society nowadays. It's so important.
But every time that logo does show up, you get a little bit of hope. But unless it has studios at the bottom, it's not going to be part of the main universe. So
yeah.
Whenever you see like an X-Men movie or a new Spider-Man film, you're like, oh, nuts. But still good. And here we go, sneak peek at the Alex Ross paintings, I think, for the title sequence.
Yeah, is it all Alex Ross? Because, I mean, they're beautiful.
Some of them are like photo manipulations. Yeah, I believe they are Alex Ross paintings.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that definitely is. Look at that. That's great.
That shot of Harry, and I don't know if Tobey Maguire's that ripped, but okay.
Yeah. All right, Alex, come on.
Exaggeration. And Macho Man. Oh,
buddy.
Now,
R.I.P.
Yep, R.I.P., man. Something about the writing on this, when you look back on it, it was written by the guys that brought us Smallville.
Oh, okay.
So I can now that I remember that, or I recall seeing that, I kind of get the whole will they or won't they.
Interesting.
If they're able to stretch a Lana Clark thing over, 10 seasons?
Jesus, yeah, you're right.
They can do it in 2 hours.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah.
I do like this idea for how they kind of catch everyone up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, like previously on Spider-Man, here are some paintings.
Just sneak it all in through the opening credits.
Yeah, and like it's different enough without having to rehash the first title sequence.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, yeah, I'm really digging this. Like, they really know how to play to the Defoe. They really know how to play to the comic fans by having an artist like Ross do these photorealistic recaps.
Yeah. And then also kind of like a catch up to people who forgot everything that happened in the first movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You know, he got caught bringing back Green Goblin's body, and his son saw, and his Uncle Ben is dead.
But in that painting where he's bringing back the body, it's like you can clearly see that's Tobey Maguire, James Franco.
I know. Right?
And here we go. Gift and curse.
That is one thing I do not like with superhero movies nowadays, where they always have to find a reason to take his mask off.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit too, but I think the worst offenders were this movie and the third one. Like, they found every reason imaginable to remove his mask.
Yeah.
And here we go with Peter Parker pining.
Like a creep.
I know, pay attention.
Yeah.
And Asif Manvi.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Of later Daily Show fame.
Yeah, definitely. Like, when you look back, I'm like, oh my God, it's that guy from The Daily Show.
Yeah. Buddy.
He's giving him the... And this is kind of glimpses at the quote-unquote Parker luck, as he has none. But, like, even in the comics, he's gets a break every now and he gets thrown a bone every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, he's brilliant, which is always the most ironic part of this, and because his responsibilities as Spider-Man is so difficult for him that he has to take jobs like being a pizza guy.
Yeah.
It is a cool concept, right? Like having these amazing superpowers, being a hero, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your life is going to be any better for it.
Yeah, you're very much every man.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, and I do appreciate that aspect of it, but sometimes in these films, like I said, it gets a little too much of beating him up, essentially.
Yeah.
Not just physically, but emotionally, for the sake of yucks.
I will say in the first movie, I am pretty sure Raimi was working out some stuff.
Yeah. It's like, geez, those are violent school fights.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, Parker trying to get on the bus, and the bus driver just being like, oh, you idiot.
I know, the bus driver hates him, too. It's like,
yeah, right?
Hey, Ashy Larry.
That is awesome.
And that's another thing with this movie. It's all these people, like, at first, you're like, okay, that's overacting pedestrian number 4, but then you look back, it's like, oh, Ashy Larry, Asif Manvi. I think Hal Sparks shows up later or whatever.
That's right, he's in the elevator.
Yeah. It's like all these people. And I believe that's one of the producers, maybe?
Probably.
Aw.
Hey, Spider-Man.
Yeah. I wish he'd be a little bit more snarky. Be like, hey, kids, wise up.
Yeah, I got a whole city to look out for. I can't be taking care of these kids.
Schoolhouse Rock didn't teach you anything. And I can't remember who this lady is. She's on a show or something. Maybe if I see her face.
Yeah, because I think it's Bones.
Is it Bones? Oh,
I got maybe.
Yeah, this would be before the series started.
Oh yeah,
it is. Yeah, huh.
Bones.
Okay, here's what I'm talking about. I mean, yeah, I get it.
Old gag.
He's clumsy. Gosh, it goes on a little too long, in my opinion. Some of these awkward moments just feel a little too drawn out.
Yeah.
And how can every New Yorker be this mean to one guy?
I know, right?
I mean, come on. I mean, you grew up in New York. I mean, not everybody was an asshole, right?
No, I mean, there were some good people sprinkled in.
Yeah.
Parker.
I'd hate to have that third pizza that's smushed.
Yeah. I mean, okay, we want to feel sorry for Parker, but I mean, he kind of deserves some of the stuff he gets.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's the whole dilemma of Spider-Man, balancing out your duties to yourself and your income and your livelihood against the world and children who are stupid, too stupid to not play in the street.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder what beverage financed a lot of this.
I don't know. I mean, if only there was a sign.
Oh, here we go. JK.
Yeah, here we go.
I know we talked about this before. It's like, yeah, I would love to see him in the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
That would be great if they just bring him over.
Yeah. And like you said, he's kind of like the temporal glue holding the universes together.
All the Spider-Man dimensions together.
Yeah. J.K. Simmons as Jonah Jameson as the constant.
In every Spider-Man universe. That's funny.
I love these details, like the newspaper on the back there.
Wanted.
Just straight up wanted.
Still Elizabeth Banks.
Yep. And I like that she has a little bit more to do this time around.
Yeah.
Like the cast in general, the supporting cast has a little bit more to do.
Yeah, I kind of feel like her career was starting to blow up at this point, so I think Raimi kind of knew what he had.
Yeah, because I think 40-Year-Old Virgin, I think, came out at the same time, too, and she was in that, so.
Yeah. He's a menace.
Robbie, good old Robbie.
Yeah. I like that even in the comic books, Spider-Man and Jonah just can't figure each other out.
That is true, yeah.
Spider-Man's like, I'm an Avenger. I just saved the world. And he's like, you're a menace.
Like, even to the point where, I guess, yeah, Jameson's mayor, and he still doesn't. The only time he really gets along with Spider-Man was when Doc Ock was Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, which
and then he gets blackmailed.
about.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, yeah, you're right.
I mean, Superior Spider-Man being, I don't know, one of the most talked about Spider-Man storylines in the past few years, involving Dr. Octopus successfully killing Peter Parker and taking over his body,
Yep. Yep.
which for a year fans just had to deal with.
Yeah, they were in a tizzy about it.
Yeah.
I kind of dug it personally, and I know you.
No, it definitely switched things up a little bit. I mean, we knew he was coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
Spoiler. The old Dr. Connors.
Which I'm so sad that he never got his payoff as a lizard.
Yeah.
Like,
we had to wait until the rebooted franchise.
Yeah, Reese Evans did okay, I feel, but yeah, that felt kind of rushed. And this guy got established for like 3 movies.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like Billy D. Williams being set up as Harvey Dent in the Batman movies, and then nothing.
Yeah. That would have been genius.
Right?
Schumacher, whatever.
Parker.
I do like him as Connors too. Like,
yeah, he's good, and it's subtle too.
Yeah, the fact that they bring him back.
Arm sleeve.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the fact that you can't see his arm there, and
yeah, I mean that's good. That's how you set it up, right? You like make it like not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the Raimi car that's in every movie that was just there?
Was that not a Delta 88? Was it? No,
I can't remember.
Can't remember the model.
Yeah.
I did like in the new Evil Dead, they had it like back around behind the shed, like covered in branches.
That's funny.
And Rosemary Harris.
Rumors that in that Western movie he did.
Yeah, Quick and the Dead.
Quick and the Dead, that it was like parked in one of the barns.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah.
So okay, at this point, does Franco know? I'm just gonna call him Franco. The whole movie. Does he know that Parker is Spider-Man, or?
No, I don't think he ever. He knows that Parker has a connection to Spider-Man, or has like a deal worked out with him. Like, hey, you take pictures of me, and things like.
Like he's profiting off the guy who killed his father.
Yeah, essentially. So that's why I understand that tension. Like, he brings it up eventually where he's like, if you were my friend, you'd tell me where he is.
Yeah.
And, yeah, God rest his soul. God rest creepy-ass Norman Osborn's soul.
He does do a really good job of portraying Harry as, like, a dimwit, but a dimwit who is in charge of a whole company, so he has to sound like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, and out of all these characters, like, Harry was the one who was forced to grow up the quickest. Like, even with Peter losing his uncle and everything like that, he still approaches his problems as kind of an awkward kid would. And meanwhile, Harry's here, like, working out some really dark stuff. Like,
yeah. A superhero killed his father.
And I actually, this is my favorite Franco performance out of this whole series of movies. Like, because the way he plays it, like, even when he first sees Peter and he's just like, how's the bug these days? Like, just the venom behind that.
No, and like the look he's giving him, like, hey man, I'm your buddy, we're brothers, but just eat me alive, man.
Yeah, he's clearly hurt.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And the other thing about this movie is that it sets up these subplots well, but I kind of feel a lot of them start and stop. I mean, this one kind of gets a resolution with her moving out of the house, I guess. But you never really see much more about it after that point, aside from maybe the bank sequence. But then you forget about it because, hey, man with octopus arms fighting.
Yeah, that kind of takes precedent.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, with the whole idea that being a superhero doesn't mean that your life is going to be all like roses.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Batman. He doesn't have unlimited money. He's not Iron Man. He's just like a regular kid who has powers, and his life is falling apart just like anybody else's.
Mm-hmm. And I also like that they made Aunt May a little bit more confrontational, more like a realistic mother than what she is in the comics, where she's like, "Oh, Peter, ha ha."
Let me make you some cupcakes.
Yeah, like, she's lost her husband, she's gonna lose her house, and she has this breakdown, which is really good.
Yeah. And she has I hate to say it, she has a nephew that has good intentions, but I mean, he needs that $20.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, I just personally leave it by the door,
Yeah.
Or
sneak it back in her wallet.
But she'd be like, "Don't leave it here, or else."
Yeah.
And
It'll break my heart.
Sally Field in the new movie gets to that point at times.
Yeah. Yeah. We're like, you don't think this is hard for me?
Mm-hmm.
I know you're racked with guilt for some reason, but I lost like the man of my life, the love of my life. You inconsiderate prick.
And cue the tears.
Yeah.
Limit. Yep. The most misty-eyed Spider-Man I've seen.
So we can agree that his life would be better if he wasn't Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
He would be focusing on his career. He'd be focusing on his work.
Well, it's funny you say that. Like, I remember someone on, like, a comment thread or something like that saying, it's like, if he really cared about being responsible, he would have quit being Spider-Man a long time ago.
Yeah, you think part of him just likes being Spider? I mean, it's part of who he is, I guess. So you can't just knock it.
And here we go.
Yeah. These two.
Not even these two. It's just like, oh, Mary Jane, you tease. You like leading him on. Like in retrospect, at first when you see it, like, yeah, it's kind of really adorable, I guess. But then when you see it again, and kind of like, no, she's kind of masterminding this whole thing. She's like manipulative.
Well, I mean, she is throwing it at him pretty hard.
Yeah, look, I mean,
she's practically saying, Peter, tell me you like me. I want you to say this, that you like me. And he's like, duh.
I'm about to throw up in my mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I understand the whole he's having to protect her because if she came into his life, he would hurt her.
Even though she gets in danger more when she doesn't know.
I always found that fascinating. I mean, at least with Lois Lane, there was an excuse. She was like always jumping into these situations.
Yeah.
There's a guy from Dimension X blowing heads off people in Times Square. She's like, Jimmy, get your camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Mary Jane is just, a girl who somehow finds her way into all these things.
She's in the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, and also it's extremely convenient that all these villains have ties to both Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Yeah.
One's his best friend's dad, one's his teacher, one's his mentor.
That's kind of, that's kind of like Arrow right now, where like everyone in Oliver Queen's life is now becoming a superhero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just by relation.
It's true. Oh, here we go. You mean like a boyfriend?
That's why I like him. We're having sex. A lot.
Yeah, lots of it. Come on, Pete.
Oh, no.
Companionship. It's like they took Tobey Maguire from Pleasantville if he'd stayed in Pleasantville that whole
that's great.
I'm like companionship. What else do people do on these dates?
Yeah. I mean, you need an arm to take you to the sock hop.
Do you canoodle?
Parker.
And yeah, the fact that she's even spending the night over at her abusive household.
Yeah, right. Which is better than nothing. Just so she'd be closer to Parker.
Okay. We got to talk about this Russian guy.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I feel like this is Raimi's, like, proxy stuff. Like, Raimi's like, I can't be in the movie directly, but this dude's gonna...
It's pretty much gonna be me.
He's gonna be this tormentor.
Oh,
and here's where kind of the campy Batman stuff comes in a little. Yeah. Just his performance is like... just takes the money. What a... Yeah, I don't know how many of your Russian landlords were.
Right across the way. So I feel like, was she set up to be somebody?
No, she was just an original character. Like, yeah.
I like it.
I tried, like, looking up to see if she had been in the comics or anything, or, the Ditkoviches had ever been in the comics. Nothing. I never...
Nowadays, he would have been somebody.
Yeah, like, he would have been like the 6th Venom.
Yeah, or something. Or like the guy who was driving the bus that dropped the toxic waste that made Daredevil.
Yeah, everyone's connected now.
Yeah.
New York
City.
Rent?
How much do you think a place like this would go for?
In New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be horribly overpriced. But it wouldn't be worth it. Is he still in Queens? Or has he moved to another area?
I think he's in Manhattan.
He's in Manhattan.
Because
So
I think that's another thing. He has to be in Manhattan.
probably like around
Spider-Man
1,000,
business.
1,100 or so, yeah.
All right, here we go.
And this is perfect. Like, when I first heard about Alfred Molina, I'm like, well, first off, who's Alfred Molina again?
Yeah,
I'm like,
pretty much.
oh, Raiders of the Lost Ark guy?
Yeah. Throw me the spider, I'll throw you the whip.
Adios, senor. But I do kind of like this setup here. Like, he's tolerating Harry's boasting.
He's such a PR guy.
Yeah.
They make us sweet old money. Money, money, money.
Interesting fellow. That's
Yeah.
code for he's an asshole, but
Yeah, pretty much.
I need the
But
money.
He pays the bills.
Yeah. This constant smacking down of Peter. He's like, yeah, I hear you've got a brilliant mind, but I hear you are
You're a
slacking.
lazy piece of shit. So here we go, though. Like now he's being told a different type of responsibility that he has to the world.
Mm-hmm. And also the whole deal of like Peter kind of looking to this guy as a role model, and the fact that yes, he's got these abilities to better the world, but at the same time he's able to have a family and like a normal life.
And a life.
And so I get that contributes to his later stress problems, the fact that he essentially took a part in his role model's destruction.
Yeah. So yeah, because I found this fascinating because I don't think Doc Ock ever really had a love interest, or he wasn't really like a Mr. Freeze type character who was motivated by the death of his like wife. You know?
Yeah, he was never. Yeah, he was. Well, I don't know how much he's motivated by the death of his wife in this movie. Like that's kind of sidelined for crazy talking mechanical arms. But
yeah, true.
But again, with Superior, how they kind of look back into his past, and his egomania essentially was the result of wanting attention, wanting love.
Yeah, like him and Peter had walked a very similar path growing up, like the outcast, like being never really finding a place in like society, just being always about your work.
Which just goes to show you like how much development is needed these days for villains. Because back in the '60s, Doc Ock was just a jerk.
Yeah, he was a scientist who got arms, and all of a sudden he decided to rob banks.
Yeah, but now you got to give a little bit more depth, a little bit more pathos to him, and Molina pulls it off. Like he's extremely likable. I like him.
Yeah, and it's probably one of the first few times where you understand where the villain's coming from.
Yeah,
you know, he's like, no, I'm trying to make free energy for the entire world.
Like even with Willem Dafoe, that aspect of it is like, yeah, he's kind of just a businessman trying to save his company. With here, you get a little bit more, because even with Willem Dafoe, right off the bat, he was not great as a person.
No. Yeah, right, totally. If he'd have never become the Goblin, he would still probably be doing horrible things.
Yeah, definitely. But here, it's like Otto intends to do good things, and and this is very CBS sitcom-y.
Yeah.
In a sense, it's like, you want to get a girl to like her, feed her poetry.
Quarter Shakespeare.
Quarter Shakespeare. Scene cut, automatically reading poetry.
Yeah. Stop by the old local library.
I do. Yeah, and everyday superhero problems, like...
Now his laundry's all...
And to be fair, why do you mix your colors with your whites?
I'm pretty sure he would know better.
Yeah.
He's a scientist.
That factors into... Maybe he doesn't have enough money for 2 different loads of laundry.
Oh, yeah, the gratuitous Parker chest shot.
Yeah. He's still in shape, I get it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Don't know if he takes his shirt off in the third movie, though.
Nah, I'm not sure. Well, no, he does, because he's in the bell tower and he rips
Oh, yeah, Venom off.
his suit off. And you think it's going to go well. Now, here's another thing. He wants this to work. He wants to be there.
Yeah.
You'd think you wouldn't leave yourself just 5 minutes before
Right.
I mean, it's not like he's on a delivery or at work or whatever. Like, you've got time, Pete. Why don't you get to the theater way early?
Just cover your bases. Give yourself a little, like, Spider-Man time.
Just to make sure there won't be something like an ambulance or a getaway car or something like that going on.
There was a scene in Daredevil The Ben Affleck one.
Yeah.
Where he's on a rooftop with Elektra.
Yeah.
And he hears like a someone getting beaten up or something, and he's like, I have to go. It's my responsibility. And she's like, no, you can just stay here. And he does. And I'm like, oh yeah, it is a choice.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, Daredevil doesn't have the guilt complex so much that Spidey does.
True.
His parent or his father figure is dead, sure, but it's not his fault. Look at that dorky helmet. And here we go with the action.
Ah, boy.
Get ready for some awesome child acting. These two kids. Little Wayans brothers.
Actually, they're probably somebody. Yeah, the kid on the right is somebody.
There's got to be, yeah. Maybe it's not Jaden.
No. But yeah, I mean, like, everyone who has a role in these movies is somebody. Outline is somebody.
What was it in the last movie? It was Jim Norton, Lucy Lawless. And
Yeah. I don't know who he is, but he stinks.
And I don't like him.
A guy with 6 arms is kind of hot.
And, okay. Yeah.
That's cool.
Whoa, this lady's eyes freak me out.
Jeez. Okay, that's a cool shot, though.
It's a web.
Oh, my God. Well, yeah.
I will say these action sequences have improved vastly since the first one. Like, they seem slicker. Whenever he was fighting the Goblin in the first movie, it felt like kind of like a stage show at times.
Yeah.
You know, like choreographed Power Rangers like fighting. Sometimes. But now it's definitely slicker.
Yeah, and also the physics of his movements are really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Like it looks a little bit more grounded in reality and not so cartoony Spider-Man person.
So they had the scene with him looking in the closet, and he was like, well, I wear my suit or my Spider-Man suit. So he wore both, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, why was that such a hard choice?
Yeah.
Just wear both.
Yeah.
Can't imagine what that'd be like in summer, like wearing a superhero costume under your normal clothes.
Oh, and actually, he took the thief's car. Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get away with saying that to a cop, sure.
Yeah. Whatever.
And here we go. Bruce Campbell fucking things up for him.
Always.
What was your theory? Like, I think you said last time the theory was he's always been Mysterio and he's purposely doing things to mess things up.
I mean, it would make sense, right? Because he was a head. Like, he was I don't know, he was a pretty big spokesperson in the whole wrestling community.
Yeah.
And now he's bumped down to being, an usher.
Usher, yeah. I love Bruce Campbell, man.
I love interviews with him when he talks about his roles in these movies. He was like, next to the robber, I was the most influential
I named the guy,
character in Spider-Man's life.
I gave him his name,
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Hail to the
like,
king. Constantly
like getting in his way and...
Now, at this point, were you sick of the Spider-Man theme song?
A little bit, yeah.
I get it. But then, I don't know if you were listening closely to that girl with the violin when you first saw it, but she's like, "Rook out!"
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, oh, come on.
Nice little Raimi racism.
Stereotypes.
Oh, Spider-Man. It's like, come on. You know better.
It's getting into Hitchcock camera angles here.
Right. He's so creepy.
Now, is that Butterfly from Death Proof?
Oh my God.
I think it is. I don't know.
I think you're right. It is.
I remember seeing her face after watching Death Proof. I'm like, oh, I hate you. You're the worst.
Oh, for a second, I thought the guy she was with was Adam Scott, and I was like, oh, my head was about to explode. No, I think it's a nobody.
He's that guy from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Wait. Oh, I don't know. I'm like, oh my God, it's Guy Pearce.
Yeah, exactly. Guy Pearce done up in really good makeup.
Yeah.
As opposed to Prometheus.
Oh, jeez.
Wasn't so great makeup.
Makes no sense.
And here's what were your thoughts on Spidey's stress making him lose his powers?
Oh man, yeah, I kind of forgot about that whole storyline.
Again, it's one of those subplots where it's kind of like starts and stops, sputters around, but
Yeah. Again, it could be Raimi working out some stuff.
Yeah.
Honey, I swear it happens to everybody when they're stressed out. See?
And that wouldn't kill him.
No.
Must have a tough hide or something.
Yeah.
All
Well, he
spiders.
fell in some pipes.
All spiders have really durable
Yeah. Skin and bones.
gratuitous mask pulling off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to tell what's going on if I had my mask on.
Yeah. We really needed those eyebrows.
But yeah, I think it is like something in their contract. Like he needs to kind of have his face be seen or something like that.
Yeah,
Be like,
yeah.
Hey, it's really me under here, guys.
Yeah, see? All Tobey Maguire.
And here comes the Hal Sparks stuff.
Yeah.
Again, it is funny in the initial play, but every time I watch it after, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. It's awkward.
Yeah.
Can we please move on?
His little earring, too. Look at him. Adorable.
Yeah. I remember the 80s too, Hal. But no, like...
This is a pretty good Spider-Man moment, though, right? Like him having to take an elevator.
This does feel like something that would have been pulled from the comics originally.
Yeah.
It just holds on it a little too much, I think, at the end. When there's literally not saying anything to each other.
Yeah. And the thing we didn't talk about is Maguire's voice isn't very, like, Spider-Man-y. He's very, like, yeah, it's a little itchy.
Yeah. Like it's Shaggy.
Yeah, his voice is always cracking.
Yeah.
So there's been, like 5 minutes of them in the elevator?
I know. It's like, oh my God.
Agonizing.
God hates you, Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And here's a sign of it. I'm gonna post this girl's face everywhere.
Literally.
Jesus. I don't think I've ever seen posters spread up that much in New York.
That much? Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. Oh, his bike. Okay, I was like, what is he dragging?
Yeah, his moped or whatever he's got. Yeah.
That got ran over by some
scooter, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I do like this, where he's kind of having the conversation after the message.
Yeah.
Now, her apartment's nice. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice, but it's still, you see little elements of New Yorkness.
Yeah. Now, what was it, around this time? Yeah, she was still seeing Gyllenhaal. And that was...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He was a contender for the role after Maguire hurt himself.
Yeah, he hurt his back. That's right.
Which I thought that recasting, had they gone that way, would have been okay. I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, they look close enough alike that it wouldn't have been too much of a stretch.
Yeah. But actually, thinking about back, I kind of feel like I like Tobey Maguire fine in the role, but I feel like not having Gyllenhaal was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Because he could bring a little bit more darkness to the role.
Yeah. I think I always wanted Topher Grace
To be Spidey?
Yeah, and then they kind of tease us by having him be Venom.
Yeah. Be like anti-Spider-Man, essentially, but still be...
Damn you, Raimi.
Topher Grace does play like smartass really well.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt we talked about before, but I felt that was kind of missing from this Spider-Man, was the smartass aspect of him.
They're trying to get him more in the new movies, but still haven't really nailed it yet.
Well, I mean, they did it a little bit in this movie, or not in this movie, but in the later movie too, the third one, where he's like really uber confident. But it's like quaint Saturday morning cartoon type cockiness, where he's like, I'm the sheriff around these parts.
Still, I know Raimi got someone from like the 60s to write his dialogue for Spider-Man. Well, he probably got Stan Lee to write his dialogue.
I guess one man can make the difference.
Wow.
Enough said.
Excelsior.
Excelsior. Here we go.
Oh, he can make this on time.
Yeah. Yeah, he can make the presentation on time. Prioritize. Like, ultimately, the message of Spider-Man comes down to prioritize. Just get better management of your time.
Oh, in the background you have Jin from Lost.
Oh, holy crap, it is. Like, would it be great if this movie just took a second and he has a flashback?
Yeah. It like zooms in on his eye real quick.
Hey, pay attention. Oh, sorry,
Hey.
sir.
Science.
Now, okay. Artificial intelligence in essentially just what is, assistive device to
Yeah.
handle nuclear material or whatever. Why would you put an AI on that thing?
Yeah, right? It seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, what are they doing? They're just doing what your hands would be if it wasn't for the fact they would melt.
Yeah, so why give them
Total control? Why don't you just use
ability
it?
to think?
Just use it like what's that thing? The rig from Aliens that Ripley
Oh yeah,
uses.
right, the power loader.
Why do they have to be intelligent?
Right. I do like the idea that they express different aspects of his personality later on.
Yeah, and that
Like the little puppies.
at one point they're actually like talking to him, like they're moving their mouths. But it's like, yeah, why would you have an AI in that thing? That seems like a really, really bad idea.
Come on, buddy. Well, and let's not talk about the fact that they're going to create a small sun in a building in the middle of Manhattan. Let's talk about that bad idea. Why not drive out like 10 miles out in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, out in like a very deserted area or like a landfill or something. It's like, in a major metropolitan like hub.
We're going to create fusion. So here's the thing. Do you think the whole AI thing was their way of making it so that Doc Ock wasn't terribly a bad guy? Like he was just a victim of...
I mean, they flat out say it in
influenced?
the end, I think. Like, Peter Parker says, like, these arms have made you something you're not, or whatever. And he gets control over them and, becomes a hero ultimately in the end. But, spoilers. Sorry.
Spoiler, come on, man.
You're watching the movie with us. You've probably seen it by now.
Tritium.
Have you seen the Easter egg on the DVD of this?
Which one?
They get Willem Dafoe to come back and, like, just do the scene as Doc Ock.
Oh, no, I haven't.
And he's like, whatever Otto Octavius is saying, is like, we have achieved full nuclear fusion. Like,
that's great.
And you see, like, Alfred Molina just standing off to the side laughing his ass off.
All right.
Yeah, this seems like an awesome idea.
Yeah.
I do like...
And invite all your major investors. I guess it's his cockiness. It's his arrogance, right?
Yeah, I guess, in a sense, it is his overconfidence in his own abilities. So I guess there is his character flaw there. Because Peter Parker even said, like, you sure this will work? And he's like, Peter, this is my dream.
Yeah.
I've gone over every meticulous detail. But yeah, like, ultimately, they're doing what his hands would be doing if they could.
Oh, so there you go. There's a hint of his God complex right there.
Yep, there we go. Power of the sun, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Peter,
And,
I'm a god.
no one else noticed this stuff?
Yeah. Wait, Spider-Man.
It's selective magnetism. It's not like...
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Later on, it doesn't matter if it's metal, wood, or whatever. It's going to suck it in. But now, it's just...
Shut it down, man. Shut it down.
Now, the lady who plays his wife...
Yes.
I went to Ohio University, and one of the guys in the men's chorus I was a part of, he was an older gentleman. He went to school with her, and he says she was a full tilt diva.
Ah, really?
But she seems to do really well, and she delivers a very Raimi horror scream. So it's like, I'm in charge. I'm in charge.
I pay the bills. My daddy.
I do like this. He's like, he's not even phased.
Yeah. Like, yeah, right away. Like,
he's like, okay, I'm alive, but still, fuck you, man.
huh.
Now, when I first saw, I always thought kind of the spider power fluctuation was amplified by him being involved in this at first, but then I'm like, oh, nope, guess not.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't like that you don't see what happened to her.
Yeah.
And
oh, there we go.
Save us, cartoon Spidey.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, okay. It's walking that edge of, did Spider-Man's involvement cause her death? Like he was distracted momentarily with him?
Right, yeah, maybe he could have contained it, maybe not, you know?
Or should he have stopped it at the first sign of trouble, you know?
Right.
He did have like a little bit of arrogance about him.
He could have destroyed the city. Thank you, exposition dump.
Yeah.
That won't play into later.
No.
Who are you talking to, Harry?
How are you ruined? Even if it was a failed attempt, it was still fusion.
Yeah. Just need to work out the kinks and you'll be fine.
Yeah, the research that comes from that little test alone is enough to like set up Oscorp forever.
Now, she's dead, obviously, but the way that her death was set up, it's like, oh, she got glass in the face, but she's perfectly fine.
Well, it was the other side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's Two-Face now, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, totally.
Billy
She
D.
wakes up at the hospital.
She's Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
Now, I think this main doctor, is he the guy from, what's that show? Son of the Beach? Son of the Beach?
Oh,
or
no,
that
I
was?
don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I see. Like that really kind of sleazy guy.
Yeah, the guy who's like, anyone ever take shop class? Like here.
I don't know. This guy, he does look familiar, but no.
It's hard to tell with all these masks.
Yeah.
Just something in the eyes, I'm like. And here's where the Raimi horror.
Yeah.
movie
Oh, it's
comes
so Raimi. It's great. It's kind of even a tad scary.
When you see it from the arms perspective, did you ever
Yeah.
like be tempted to do the Evil Dead noise and be like,
Yeah. Like that's a scream and look at this. This is scary.
There's one part that grates me every time, and not grates me because it is, you know, it's supposed to be grating, but like when she's getting dragged and the fingernails on the floor. Like
I forgot about that.
here it's coming up. Trying to sleep here. The fingernails on the ground. I'm like, oh
yeah,
my god! Like it's effective. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's the burglar.
Oh my God, is it?
That's a car thief from the first movie. He just has a goatee now.
Why would they do that?
I think they bring him back for every movie, like with
Really?
Bruce Campbell.
Is he a friend of Raimi or something?
I think so.
Oh, that's awesome. The chainsaw.
Yeah, I think he is like a associate of Raimi's or something like that.
That's such an Evil Dead moment, like the chainsaw popping up like that.
Mm-hmm. And then that close up on the face, of course, is very Evil Deadish.
Yeah.
What I miss.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, we just killed everyone in here. Don't worry.
here's the
You're
thing.
all
too.
right.
What did something happen to his eyes or something like that? Because I noticed, you know, that's why he wears like shades and things like that.
Yeah.
later.
I think it was just staring that close to the sun.
Okay, yeah, like
It kind of just made him
Scorched
very
his-
sensitive.
yeah, scorched his retinas or something.
Yeah.
I love that the arms join him in it. It's,
Yeah. Oh, whoa. We're moaning? Okay.
You're the boss.
They do. It's great. They do have their own little personalities.
That shot right there, like I'm like, yeah, that's comic book right there. That's cool.
That's Doc Ock right there. Yeah. Like, did we do okay?
Tell us about the rabbits.
That's
And of course there's abandoned warehouse.
always.
Always.
The one thing that is in abundance is the abandoned warehouse realty market in all superhero movies. This will do just fine.
Yep. And Flatiron.
Yeah.
Now they do they do a Doctor Strange shout out here, right?
Do they?
I think they're trying to think of what to name him.
Yeah. How about Doctor Strange?
Oh, it's taken.
I mean, that is, I do like that they call that out, that his name is Otto Octavius, and he gets,
Yeah.
becomes an octopus.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, the name's taken.
Oh, but it's taken. Yeah.
which is weird because there's gonna be a Doctor Strange movie now that will have nothing to do with this.
Nope.
Has there been any movement on who's gonna play him?
No, I think they're just still getting Daredevil sorted out.
Okay.
Yeah, because then I think it's then Alias, and then Luke Cage, and then Iron Fist.
Yeah. There was that knowing Robertson look. I heard Spider-Man was there.
Yeah, I heard he saved 1,000 people.
Now,
I hear the city owes him a debt of gratitude.
that's Michael.
Personally.
That's like Michael Goff levels of Alfred there. Like,
Yeah.
Master Bruce isn't doing anything secretive.
Oh, clearly not. Not my Master Bruce.
You need to take a call in the other room, sir.
Hint, hint.
I mean, at least it's not done too much in this movie. Like, I get it. He's the Spider-Man.
He's a menace.
Now, I do appreciate Doc Ock getting... I think he, as a villain, he got the most development out of all these villains in this series.
Yeah.
He has a full arc that comes to an end pretty well.
See, this is a cool moment of like watching him the process.
Mm-hmm. There are points where I'm kind of like, wow, he really gives into this AI really quick. They're like, basically they're saying like, finish your project. How? Rob a bank? Okay.
Oh, it sounds like good. Oh yeah, now, but like look at them kind of like floating around in the background. That's great.
They're like metal Iagos, just whispering in
It's
his
like
ear.
poisoning his ear.
Yeah, they do look very much like cobras or some kind of just waiting.
Yeah.
I do like this part where he's like, meow, meow.
Huh? Meow meow. Oh, we got him.
All right, guys, let's reel this sucker in.
But I can't have a party. My parents specifically said to have no friends over.
Come on.
What's a couple of friends?
Come on, man. You only turn 18 once.
You're right. We'll need chips. And beer.
And beer.
It'd only be a couple of friends. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
A small get-together.
We can rebuild. Get a DJ.
Oh, boy.
Still, like, I love that. It's that convenient type of movie conversation where you can't hear the other end of the conversation. So
Yeah,
like,
so he says everything
What?
that they say.
shoot the president? Well, I
What?
don't know. What do you mean you will get away with it? Like,
Well, I guess you're right if I leave work early and then set up an alibi and I could do all those things.
it's like those conversations that you never have in real life.
Yeah.
And Joel McHale, right?
Joe McHale.
Again. It is, right? I'm not just
Yeah,
saying.
no, it is.
Okay,
It is.
I'm just making sure. This is the weirdest episode of Community.
I know. But, works with all the rest of the season, so.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm just going to throw this out there, but Joe McHale's his hair.
It's very
It's, I don't know, it looks like it's thicker now than it was then.
Yep. Well, either that or he's just very reserved with it in this movie. Like he's supposed to look like a upstanding Republican, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Yeah, bye now.
Bye.
Ooh,
now.
the limp.
Yeah. Continuity. Because Aunt May kicks hard like a mule.
Oh, I already forgot that's why he was limping.
Yeah.
So he couldn't have done this at night, right?
No, of course not. Middle of broad daylight. He's got to make a statement because,
Yeah.
he wants all attention drawn on him for his grand experiment, I guess. Oh,
See, now, okay. That's brutal.
that line
His
delivery.
aunt yelling, "Don't leave me."
Yeah.
That is.
Don't
How do you count for that,
leave
buddy?
me.
I had the body just flying around in the background.
At least leave me my heart pills.
Yeah. Huh.
That's pretty cool. And I do like this, like throwing throwing this money that I was here to steal, but hell with it.
There's plenty left over.
Now there's a bit of a Spider-Man quip.
Yeah.
Here's your change.
I don't know.
Now,
personally, I think after this experience, I would have to tell my Aunt May because I feel like she would never be able to forgive me.
Yeah, definitely. Well, after she saves his ass, essentially.
Yeah.
Hard doubloons. Like, really?
Yeah. No one will miss just one.
This bank specializes in lost Nazi gold, apparently, or something. And he has to... Now, that could have been Spider-Sense telling him, like, hey, there's tables over here, use them. But
Yeah, I guess.
he's awfully lucky they attached to something heavy and not nailed down.
Oh, he's Spider-Man.
Yeah. Ow.
Oh, yeah,
Some
right?
Cracked ribs later.
I guess he's tougher than the average man.
Now, out of all these people...
Yeah, I want to grab the old lady.
I mean, yeah, but, man, there was at least 10 other people in front of her before.
Yeah.
And here comes a Raimi, like, scream close-up, I think.
Really good.
Here we go. Like, I get it. Yeah, he's having fun at least.
That's your thing, but... So he only got one bag of money, huh?
Yeah, I guess that's all he needed to fund a giant sun maker.
Butterfingers. It's like, okay, so he's an asshole now.
Yeah, I know. Like this, I mean, granted, yeah, he feels wronged by the world for some reason now, but...
Yes. But,
Hey, Stan.
Oh. The real hero of Spider-Man.
Always saving people from debris.
Yeah.
I do like that Stan Lee's gotten more FaceTime in movies. Wasn't there a theory that he's the Watcher or something? That's why he's in
which would kind of... It's silly, but it makes sense in a weird way.
Yeah, that's true. Like how time slows down a little bit for him. And I will admit, it's a fight that you haven't seen in a while. And we're back.
All right.
Yep. Aunt May hanging on for dear life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, he relies a lot on this slingshot web trick, doesn't he?
And it has a lot of setup.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he kind of knows what he's doing, or he's about to do.
He's about
right?
He's going to come at him like a bullet.
Yeah.
And sure is taking its time.
Do-do-do-do.
I like that Aunt May does get a dig in here.
Yeah.
Like, she's not completely helpless.
No.
But
So it's going to be weird when those two get married in the future.
that's right. That was his story, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you think she would recognize him, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you're the guy. You're that dreadful man who hung me up. Ooh, too cutie. Sorry.
Yeah, I saw that navel thing too.
Yeah. Okay, so he got some money at least. So he had one hand focusing entirely on holding the money the entire time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Multitasking.
Yeah, he's good. Multi-arming.
Now, don't you recognize that wimpy voice, lady?
Yeah. we sure showed him.
Aunt May? I mean, not Aunt May.
I mean, stranger.
I like that every single lady in the city is like, take me away, masked man who might be horribly deformed.
Who might be a monster. It would have been funny though if there was two girls and then one guy take me.
Take me, please, Spidey.
Take me, Spider-Man.
Now, yeah, here it's getting ridiculous now.
Hit the Parker luck.
You can't even get an hors d'oeuvre.
Oh boy.
Like earlier when he's late to class and he's getting hit by book bags and stuff like that. Like in the bloopers, one of them actually is Sam Raimi walking by and hitting him.
Oh really?
I'm just what a
Harry, you
sadist.
mess.
Yeah. I do like this fight they get in.
Yeah.
It's your buddy's really strung out here. Just the way he says bug. You and your friend the bug.
That's not your word. That's our word. You can't say that. Parker.
I called you twice. Man, Jameson, I can never say anything bad about the Jameson performance. It's supposed to be big, like it's supposed to be.
Oh, Jonah. Again, I love the whole comic book idea. Well, where there's only one big party that happens in New York City at any given moment, and everyone goes to it.
There's always a gala event.
Yeah, anyone who's anyone.
The delicious John Jameson. Jeez, lady.
I know, right? Just, just get a room.
Cougar alert! Cougar alert!
Yeah.
And
okay. So his Mary Jane's co-star is right behind Peter.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's she doing there?
Punch to the gut right here.
Yeah. Boo.
Go.
So he turns into a werewolf later, right?
Yeah, man-wolf.
Cool.
Though the way they were going for the movie, it's like you expect him to be Venom in the next movie.
Yeah. Ugh.
Can't catch a break. Jeez.
I haven't eaten in days.
Peter Parker's starving because he just can't get any food.
Like he gets a sandwich and he goes to the park and like a bird comes by and takes it, you know?
Oh my god. There was a disturbance. And yeah, here's the Smallville writers.
Yeah.
Doing their one-trick pony.
I've been reading poetry a lot.
Whatever that means.
It's like he had a stroke.
I've been reading poetry. Whatever that means. Poems, you know, things that rhyme.
Yeah. Come on, Dollface.
Yeah, John's a doorstep.
Yeah. My boyfriend flies the moon every other day, and he's still around enough to see my play.
All these background characters that we'll never see. I do like she's like, my dad even came. Sure, he needed money, but...
Yeah, but he was still there.
He was still
He's
there.
a piece of shit. Huh. Damn.
It's harsh. Like life.
Lady, I've been punched by an octopus and a green goblin.
Cut
And
me a
nothing
little
hurts
slack.
more than what you just said to me.
And even when he gets a drink, come on. Like, there's literally... This is like worst night ever compiled. Like...
Spider-Man found dead on rooftop with extreme dehydration and malnutrition.
And now here's Harry. Ah, man. Yeah, this is getting soap opera-y now.
Yeah.
Full with like, well, Franco came from soap opera, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Wait, you stole Mary Jane from me? She's with the friggin' astronaut.
Yeah,
you
I
just
know.
saw them walk down the stairs together. You know, he slapped him.
Yeah, and by stole Mary Jane, she held my hand while my aunt was dying.
Yeah.
Like,
that's pretty much the extent of how far I've gone with her.
Like-
I mean, yeah, I made out with her upside down when I was a Spider-Man.
yeah, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
It's just like, and of course, the cherry on top of this shit sundae.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
It's
Well,
like
no.
people keep walking past him, stabbing him in the back. Like,
Okay,
he's dead.
the marriage the proposal acceptance is the cherry. Jonah being like, take pictures is the
And go
sprinkles.
up there.
Take pictures of it. Now you go up there and kiss him.
Yeah.
I need my headlines. Okay, so yeah, we talked about spider stress. Now,
Yeah.
did this ever happen in the comics that he just stressed his powers out, essentially?
I feel like that's something that would happen, you know?
Yeah.
But in the comics, he has mechanical web shooters, so, you know.
You know, he could still do it and just rip his arm off.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was definitely a storyline where he lost his powers at one point.
Oh, actually, you know what? I think it might actually be in my bookcase here.
Oh.
Oh, I think it's the first Sinister Six story. Like the
He
first time
loses
they
his powers?
Yeah, the first time they ever teamed up, he like comes down
Oh,
with
yeah.
he
And
gets-
then, like, they unmask him. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we get it. You couldn't find Spider-Man, so you just dressed up like Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That explains your horrible performance tonight.
'Cause they-
And he's like, yeah, that's it.
Because they kidnapped Aunt May for like the 50th time.
Yeah. Ugh. And he's sitting in a puddle of milk water.
Yeah, and now his hair's gonna be all messed up. Shame he doesn't have something like a mask he can
Yeah.
wear. But I guess it makes.
So- Is this the famous... Oh, that's right. He loses his vision, too. That sucks.
He goes blind.
Isn't there the famous, like, he throws his suit on a trash can image? Does that happen in this movie? Or is that the next
it's
one?
coming up, I think.
Oh, okay.
First, we got to see Doc Ock
Oh,
smoking a cigar and making his son thing.
yeah. If only the New York City Department of Police and detectives were able to track down that, like, there's a guy in his warehouse ordering parts that are very similar to Doc Ock's experiment.
You'd think the neighbors would probably complain with all the
Yeah,
noise.
you know?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's after this, I think.
Now, is the doctor anybody?
I don't think so. I think he might be a Sam Raimi person.
Oh. Oh, yeah. He looks kind of familiar, but...
Heartbreak? You get
Bad dreams.
Now, does he know now, or does he not know?
yeah.
Or does he just think he's a nutter?
Yeah, he's like, well, I think your friend needs to,
In his dream.
yeah.
In his dream. Well, let me tell you something my friend Patch Adams told me. I like my dad likes that he has a steal your face shirt. My
Yeah.
dad's a big deadhead, so he doesn't know what to think. It can only be
Pretty good doctor.
can only be explained in a very, very gaudy musical. I think Bono and the Edge would make a good soundtrack. What do you think?
Yeah. I think the problem is that you're living in darkness, and you need to turn off the dark.
Did you ever see that show by any chance?
No.
No, me
I've
neither.
seen, like, images and videos of it, but never actually seen it. Have you?
No. Again, only the promo stuff, really.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I was in the city when
Oh.
it came to town, or when it was in town, and good old Cliff Robertson.
Buddy.
Apparently, even in death, you never stop aging.
Yeah, no. That's a bummer. Very comic booky, the whole, like, whited out background.
Yeah, I do like the imagery. Like, yeah, this was the turning point for him, essentially.
Yeah.
But also, it's kind of sad that, like, he thinks Uncle Ben, like, to the end is going to be like guilting him into always doing this. Like, in reality, I feel Uncle Ben would be like, I want you to be happy.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like,
Your life is pretty horrible right now.
but the fact that he thinks that his uncle will guilt him for eternity for this.
Yeah, still, right? Like, it's pretty crazy. He's wearing the costume he was wearing the night that Uncle Ben died.
Yep.
His
Again,
tie-dyed. Yeah.
great consistency and continuity with the rest of the story. It's like, yeah.
You got to give Raimi that. I'm just Peter Parker.
There we go. Spider-Man no more. Yeah. Oh, Cliff's crying.
Wow.
Or maybe
He made his ghost uncle die. I mean, die again.
And maybe he's crying because he's wounded emotionally, or maybe it's because I can't hold this pose for much longer, Toby.
My arms.
My arms.
The dust.
Oh man. And
So
yeah,
it would be great though if he quits being Spider-Man, but then like his life excels as Peter Parker.
yeah.
Like he gets like the science award for, brilliance.
It almost gets it. There's that whole. It's coming up the Mary Tyler Moore montage coming up here. There it is.
And like Kirk Connors is like, oh yeah, famous shot.
Kirk Connors is like, "You're doing very well."
You're really coming together, Parker. In fact, I'm Was thinking about asking you on a secret project I'm working on involving lizards.
Here's my other colleague with that, Miss Stacy. Raindrops keep falling on my hair. I mean, we can't hear, but I know that's the song.
Yeah.
Look at all those extras just obviously looking at him.
Hey, look at this tweet. People fall all the time.
Look
And
at
not everyone turns and looks.
everyone's looking at him. That's the whole deal. It's like they must have done like guerrilla style shooting for this.
Yeah, right?
Everyone.
Everyone is looking.
I also like, though, in this montage later on, whenever there is like an alarm or something or a siren, like he purposely like blocks it out. I like that they show that.
Yeah, like he's like trying to
Here we go.
actively ignore.
Yeah, like he gets a hot dog.
Huh?
There go the sirens, and he's just like.
Delicious. Go get him, boys.
Go get him, boys. Nothing to see here.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm catching up on all my work. Science is great.
Here we go. I like even Connor's even when he's like complimenting him, he's still like, "Don't fuck it up."
This moment, hold on. Raimi, what are you thinking?
Again, you're gonna make it after all, baby.
Yeah. Oh, that was so horrible.
Yeah. At this point in the movie, like it's been pretty balanced so far. Here's where I get not. I don't want to say bored because they are interesting to watch, but it gets really chintzy here.
Yeah.
Like, okay, really? This is all it takes to get back in her good graces. Like,
oh, and there's that guy. He's somebody.
Oh,
he's the new villain on Agents of Shield right now.
Oh, what's Reinhardt?
Yeah.
Whitehall, that's his name.
Yeah.
The Nazi.
The Nazi.
The immortal Nazi.
The immortal Nazi Hydra agent. Who knew?
I was afraid you'd say don't come. That's what she said.
Oh. Oh. Oh boy. I shine my shoes.
What a nerd.
That's the reason why Parker's always broke. He spent his money on stupid things.
I'm sorry, but I talked about this in the first one too. Like, he's such a geek. Like, even beyond what Parker was in the original comics. Like, he never really came across as, like, he got into fights.
Yeah.
With Flash. He wasn't afraid to throw down. He just couldn't act out on his spider powers. But here he's overly good-natured, which I don't know if Peter Parker was ever that good-natured.
Well, I mean, he is trying to steal her away from her husband.
That is kind of duplicitous, yeah. Is this? This is Chinatown, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Looks it a little.
Man, this is complicated. I'm different. I quit being Spider-Man for a day. Yeah. I'm a whole new man.
And it's been great. I've had like 50 hot dogs. Fix my bike.
I went to one class.
One class that I'm doing really well in.
Yeah.
And I get to go to a play.
Yeah, man. I'm having the best day ever. I'm a different man. Oh, boy.
You are different. Well, what do you want from me, woman?
Yeah. But you're still an asshole.
You're still an asshole.
Ooh, my glasses.
Again, that's kind of why I like the Gwen Stacy Peter relationship in the new films a little better, because right from the get-go, they're upfront and honest with each other, and I don't know, that comes off as a little bit more dramatic to me, or a little bit more,
a little more realistic.
Yeah.
Huh?
In the garbage, found it in the garbage.
This guy's somebody too.
Yeah, everyone is somebody. Yeah, of course. This is a legitimate Spider-Man costume, of
Yeah.
course. I love this guy.
A little something, a little compensations in order.
I can get more than that on eBay. Remember eBay? Topical.
And a bar of soap. $100? He's right. He could get a lot. He can get like $10,000.
Yeah, I know. It's like memorabilia sells for like millions. To the presses. Oh, God almighty.
Oh, here we go. Spider-Man. And then the Mary Jane thing in the background.
Yeah, of course. And of course, stop being Spider-Man and you're instantly attractive.
Yeah. Look at that. Hey, look at that guy walking with such confidence in his steps. Okay. You can still not be Spider-Man, but not be an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, and also, well, I'm not.
He's just letting that guy get beat up. Oh, buddy,
I'm not putting this entirely on him because the entire like city block's not doing shit.
True.
No one
but
else.
He has. I was gonna say he has the power to do it, but
yeah. And of course, I mean, this is where the illusion of happiness starts to fall apart for him. So.
Yeah.
Because now he feels like if he tells her what happened, he won't feel as guilty anymore.
Yeah.
And obviously not.
Yeah, he doesn't ever really come out as being Spider-Man, does he?
No, but it's really heavily implied in these movies that she knows.
Yeah. Okay.
Because much like Robertson, much like Robbie, she's very Tim Burton Alfred-y.
Yeah. See, I kind of like in the new movies where she knows.
But she doesn't talk about it.
Yeah, like he's like coming home bruised and she's putting the pieces together. Yeah. And he's like, just don't ask me. And she's like, all right.
All right,
bro.
Your call. You're my boy.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do.
But no, in this one, I mean, she does have like that good kind of story to kind of get him back into action. But like the way she says it, she's like, the little kid's there, he's like, hey, Pete, you seen Spider-Man? And she's like, he and I agree. We haven't seen him in the paper too much. Like, God almighty. I get it. You know.
It's sort of like he's given up and he's focusing on his schoolwork. So, in the comic, I kind of feel like he came out to her about like his responsibility or his part in Uncle Ben's death.
It depends. Because at one point, before he was rebooted by the devil, she knew, like he told her, and I think in that issue where they just talk to each other about it, like she says, like it's also my fault too because he went out looking for you or something, or
like I made him go out, or it was something like he didn't want to. He said that you would come home on your own. Yeah, but I forced him to go find you. So it was kind of like just like we're both in this together kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like the guilt that you're carrying around, I'm carrying it around too.
Mm-hmm. Not so much here. It's all his fault.
Yeah. And though I said this the last movie, I really respect the continuity change of Uncle Ben being in the car waiting outside. Mm-hmm. Like a running car that the guy would just jump into and steal, as opposed to in the comics.
What are the odds that
he would go to this one house and rob it?
Exactly.
And I think maybe they tried to do something about his parents were secret agents, and that guy was also tapped to break into their house and steal some like files or something.
Oh, really? I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah, I think that kind of happened at one point. So they kind of tried to rationalize why he went from a wrestling match in New York to a house in the Queens.
I don't know how I feel about that. It kind of takes away the ordinary man aspect of it.
Yeah.
I mean, making his parents secret agents right off the bat kind of takes away the everyman aspect as well. Like,
oh, did you see that look that she just gave?
Yeah, she's like, she's hurt.
She's like, get out of my house.
Now, see, this is an awkward scene that I appreciate taking its time because it really sinks in.
Yeah,
but it's supposed to be awkward. It's like forcefully like.
That's painful.
It's the biggest guilt trip you could have.
Yeah. Oh, the one girl, like the one person in your life, the only family you have.
Meanwhile,
Talking about monsters, here's another one. Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
It's coming together.
Big ass sun maker.
So yeah, it's weird because it's getting all bogged down because he's still trying to do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
He's still trying to give the world free power.
So again, obsession
Oh,
and drinking. And this goddamn butler.
yeah. Your father knew how to quit for the evening and have a good time.
And be a goblin, which I know about.
I dressed his wounds, sir.
The wound came from his glider. But I'm not going to tell you that now.
That's probably Sam Raimi's like uncle or something.
Yeah, or something like that. Just think, it would have saved you Spider-Man 3 if he just told him right off the bat, look, your dad was pretty messed up.
He was into some crazy shit.
It would save him getting half his face blown off.
Yeah.
It would save
His
him getting
descent into madness.
It would save him getting killed by Topher Grace.
Oh boy. Oh, he gets. Yes, right. He gets killed by Venom. Okay. Well, let's not jump ahead.
Let's just focus on this right now.
Yeah.
There we go. There's a Raimi jump scare.
Oh.
I like that he just drinks his
Of course.
backwash.
Scotch.
Backwash. Now, we haven't talked about this power source, this tritium. Is this a substance from Marvel Universe, in the Marvel Universe?
I don't know. It doesn't seem familiar.
Because, I mean, obviously they can't talk about stuff like adamantium or anything like that. Cause
Well, what about vibranium? That's another one, right?
I don't know if they can talk about that because that's... Well, this is before the shared Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
So,
Tritium.
there's that stare, man.
Oh, wait. Apparently, tritium is a real thing.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well...
It's a radioactive isotope of hydrogen.
Oh. Are there really only 25 pounds on it?
Well, that I don't know. A naturally reoccurring, extremely rare on Earth, where trace amounts are formed by an interaction of the atmosphere with cosmic rays. Wow.
Wow.
Our world is full of magic.
So we can build our own mini sun generators.
See? What have you been doing all this time, buddy?
You know, he could have just gone into his penthouse and tore up the place to find it.
Yeah, he also could have robbed the bank at night.
Yeah.
You know, he for a guy that can create mini suns, he doesn't really make a lot of great tactical decisions.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, buddy. Now, it's kind of like the universe keeps throwing these little, like, seeds at him.
God.
Like, all right. Well, let's throw, like, some cop cars. Oh, okay, nothing. Let's have a kid getting mercilessly, beaten.
Now full on fire.
And nothing. All right. Now, let's see how he reacts to a fire.
God will smite as many people as possible to get you back in the game.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Nope.
Okay. Now that's kind of cool, practical, like backdraft almost.
Yeah. What is it with Spider-Man and burning buildings? Always.
Careful, it could be the Goblin again.
Yeah.
I do like, he's like, oh.
Oh my.
Haven't hurt this much since Seabiscuit.
I haven't heard this much since Mary Jane told me to go screw myself. And Aunt May gave me a look like I was a friggin' monster.
And of course,
the little kids. Spider-Man!
The audience, when I went to go see this, I do remember the audience being like, oh! I'm like, well, yeah, it's a baby crying. Of course it's going to be
adorable.
Adorable.
I love how stiff the mannequin is that it's holding.
Man, she really knows how to stay still.
Tighten up.
Here we go. Mannequin and not mannequin.
Oh, there we go.
I do like the oh shit look she has on her face.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
I know the racism in this movie is pretty awesome.
That's all right. And she's strong enough to, here, let me help you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, make sure I cover your head again.
You're completely helpless without me, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mekhi Phifer is pleased.
This guy's all right.
Aw. Aw. Eskimo kisses.
It would have been funny if, like, the family was looking down at the kid. They were like,
"This isn't ours.
It's a mannequin, idiot."
You got the dummy.
You got some guts, kid. And I thought we were the real heroes of the city.
You are. But then, yeah, of course, this firefighter is like, some poor soul. If only a Spider-Man would have saved him.
Web slinger hadn't given up.
Like, you can't win.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He's cursed.
I do like this where he's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, he's had it. Like, he's like, okay, God. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, higher
Uatu.
power. Uatu, the Watcher. Stan Lee. Tell me, what's the right course of action?
Yeah, please. Oh, then the answer arrives in the form of a
Russian.
creepy Russian girl.
I mean, this is kind of a sweet scene where she's like, it's genuine kindness. The first, genuine kindness he's had in a long time towards him. And this foreshadows her feeding him cookies in the next movie.
Yeah.
That's great. Give me some milk now. Huh? Sorry, I keep jumping ahead.
So you think this is like the universe throwing him a bone?
Yeah, it's saying like, here.
It's not all going to be bad.
Hang in there, baby. It's going to be okay.
You'll occasionally get cake and milk. The midriff is interesting. Interesting wardrobe decision.
Well, Raimi has a lot of people bearing their midriffs in this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Fixation.
It's like what Tarantino always having feet in his movie. You know?
Yeah.
Then you always throw a midriff in.
Yeah, I think so. He doesn't even have his own phone. Like, that's so sad by today's standards.
I kind of like to think that the only reason why he's living there is because it has a balcony.
Mm-hmm. Then he can just easily escape out there whenever he needs to.
But he's constantly having to like live in these like really expensive places just because it has a balcony.
Mm-hmm. Now, I thought this is kind of cool because in the comics, she never moved. Like,
no? Oh.
Well, I mean, the original run. And I mean, now she's married to Jameson's dad.
Yeah,
so
true.
They have the new place, I think, or something. But yeah, I don't think she ever really moved from the house in the comics for the longest time.
Huh. But how's he going to creep on Mary Jane now?
I know.
Jeez.
Well, she doesn't live there either.
No, that's true. You're right.
Well, granted, I'm glad they never went I mean, yeah, in the first movie, he just happens to show up to talk to her wherever she is.
Yeah.
But I will admit, it was kind of creepy in Amazing Spider-Man 2 when he's in costume, like, watching her from a building.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Oh, buddy.
I'm glad, I mean, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man never really did that.
Yeah.
I don't think, anyways.
There was, so there's a current Spider-Man storyline right now called Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I'm reading it, actually.
Oh, yeah, okay. They're really more for the audience. But there's did you read the one issue where, like, the guy got bit by the spider and he was, like, a sociopath?
It's a horror movie.
Yeah. And I kind of like that. Like, Peter Parker could have easily become... Like, really damaged
his
kid.
uncle's abusive to him and things like that.
Yeah, and he was like a social outcast, and then he gets the powers, and he just turns into a monster. Like, even like, it's like a crazy person. And I'm like, yeah, the line is so thin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Peter Parker could easily just become a villain so easily.
Now we're gonna go on to Amazing. Did you read the Amazing Spider-Man issue where Moreland killed Spider-Man and his amazing friends?
Yeah. Oh my God. He was like, this world was a little bit happier than most worlds I've been in.
It was so traumatic. Miss Lyons there, like, howling in pain. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, he said something like, "You really don't know what this is, do you? Like, you never had to suffer anything like this." He was like, "This universe is just ignorantly blissful.
Death doesn't exist in that universe or something."
Yeah. He went to a cartoon happy universe and brutally murdered them.
And like Iceman and Firestar are
just
mauled.
dead.
Like, anyways.
Yeah, no, it's rough. There was one recently with Spider-Girl.
Yeah. Well, that's May Parker, right?
Mayday Parker.
Yeah, and that.
But then he kills, like, one of those guys kills Peter Parker and Mary Jane.
Yep. Saves her brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, Dan Slott, why are you being so horrible?
Anyways, back to Aunt May dropping heavy hints. I believe there's a hero in everyone. Perhaps even a Spider-Man.
One would say. So this is interesting. We've had about 20 minutes of no Spider-Man?
Yeah. Like, maybe not like big action. Like, there was the burning building.
Yeah, it's true. You're right.
It wasn't really
But it's been all angst.
Yeah. He's angsty.
Yeah. Oh.
Hint, hint.
He's wondering if he'll ever be back.
He needs him. I need him to pack up more boxes.
He can get this done in half the time. Oh, boy.
Yeah. If she doesn't know, it's like...
Yeah, she's laying it on pretty thick.
And here we go. Rocky.
So, his powers are all just psychosomatic, huh? Like, he can actively decide to turn them off?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
Nice to know your genetics can just be switched off with a thought.
You know what? I'm going to have blue eyes now.
Here we go. Stress face.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Tobey Maguire's crying face and his stressed out face are the scariest faces.
Yeah, they are pretty horrible.
Look at that. That screams lesbian librarian to me.
I think any director worth his salt would have been like, yeah, I can't have my star looking like a fool.
Can we take this again?
Yeah.
Now, I think this was a joke about Tobey Maguire's injury.
Oh, yes.
My back! Jesus, Raimi.
Yeah. And he hits hard.
I know. Like, again, this is going to be another one of those long, awkward ones. But it does have a punchline with the car alarm.
Yeah. It's definitely a Family Guy type joke, you know,
Brian, it's my Spider-Man.
That was pretty good. Good. Yeah, no, this joke is definitely going on longer than...
Yeah.
Oh, and Ida's going. Great.
He's posing for, like, Abercrombie or something.
Astronauts Weekly.
I'm March. I'm Mr. March.
He's just a great big jerk.
Piece of poo-poo head. Okay, if my fiance's like, lean your head back for me, I'm like,
So, okay.
Don't move. I'm going to smother you with a pillow.
She's not gonna... She doesn't suspect that he's Spider-Man, does she?
I think she does.
Okay.
Like, I think it's not, I will say it's not presented very well.
Yeah.
Because we never really get much insight beyond this into Mary Jane's thought process.
Yeah.
Beyond like, there was that time I kissed a dude upside down. If he had been right side up.
Oh, so you think that, like, she can't really move on because her love for Spider-Man is still there?
No, not even that. Like, I think this is legitimately like her putting the pieces together.
Oh.
I don't know, but it's, like I said, it's not presented really that clearly. Because otherwise, why is she saying, just kiss me in this next scene? Like, she finally figured out, like, if it wasn't for the fact that he was hanging upside down, he kisses a lot like Peter Parker.
sure how to begin.
The cast of Friends are over at a couch.
Yeah, they're like, can we get our couch back, please? So, okay, I kind of forgot what happens. I mean, I know Doc Ock shows up, but I can't remember why.
It's this...
her connection to Spider-Man?
No. Because Harry earlier said, follow Peter Parker, he'll take you to Spider-Man eventually.
That's right. Okay.
Which, yeah.
So he sold out his friend, huh?
Well, that's one thing I've never really agreed with Spider-Man in general. It's like Peter Parker is very openly acknowledging a relationship to Spider-Man. I'm like, that's not a smart move, dude.
No, yeah. I mean, because it's always kind of funny that he's always been able to take photos of him when no one else can.
Yeah, and even recently in the new comics where he admits that he's invented technology for Spider-Man.
Yeah. Like, we work hand in hand.
It's like, dude. Similar to what Bruce Wayne did with Batman recently in comics, where he's like, oh yeah, Wayne Enterprises fully supports and endorses Batman.
I know. It really kind of, if it wasn't already obvious that he was Batman.
Exactly. And here's the Smallville stuff again. I don't love you, even though clearly I do.
Yeah. Why are you crying right now? No reason.
No reason.
It's not because I love you and you're breaking my heart.
I just read Chicken Soup for the Soul.
It gets me. Kiss you, you're married.
Not yet.
She's like, hang upside down and kiss me.
She's just engaged. There ain't a ring on the... Oh, I guess...
Oh, yeah.
Like, even I remember in the theater, like, some girl in the theater was even like, don't. She's like, you see that ring? Don't.
You have an astronaut.
You have an astronaut, honey.
Astronaut.
He's been to space. And the cast of Friends has been killed.
Ooh, well, that's fine.
It was just Ross and Rachel breaking up for the 7th time.
Yeah, no big deal. Ooh, boy. He kind of took... Okay. So, Harry said to follow Parker to bring you to Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
He didn't say anything about killing Parker.
Well, I think he even yelled. He's like, don't hurt Peter.
Yeah.
Subtlety.
I kind of like that delivery from Mary Jane. Like, how utterly traumatic that moment was.
Yeah.
And to kind of have this weird banging happening. What's happening? Like, just scared, terrified.
Peter Parker and the girlfriend. Did you feed her poetry?
Yeah. Did it work? I told you it worked.
Told you it worked. I get it. You got metal arms. You have to use them for everything.
Everything.
Taking off your sunglasses.
Oh, boy. Yeah, see, I mean, okay. Are we to believe that he's an asshole because of the arms?
Mm-hmm.
Or did they just bring something out in him that was always there?
They're coercing him, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Because, I mean, he's kind of a dickhead.
Yeah. And Mary Jane's been put in danger for the 57th time.
Yeah, of course. Why does this keep happening to me? Ooh.
I never noticed that one guy on the fire escape before.
Like, whoa, dude.
What's all the noise? Holy shit. And I guess, he's back.
He's back.
Found his gumption, or had his can of spinach, as it
his
were.
moxie. Gotta go save the girl. Oh, Peter!
Peter!
Save me!
I'm gonna go rescue Mary Jane and beat up the old...
And then Jameson's like, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a photograph you give me today.
Jameson's wimpy?
Yeah. The Popeye allegories are endless.
Still no word on your son's fiance. I could care less.
Yeah. I'm gonna go drink a cool glass of lemonade. Oh.
I do like Hoffman just coming in to be like, by the way, he was the only one.
But it's funny because, like, Jameson will have these brief moments of just like, maybe he wasn't really that bad a guy.
Sincerity, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like, He's a menace. He's a thief. Yeah.
You're bipolar.
Yeah. You shouldn't be running a newspaper.
It was funny in the bloopers. If you watch the bloopers, they do that take a couple of times where he's wearing false teeth or he's different teeth. And so when he's like, a thief, like the teeth pop out of his mouth like 5 times.
That's awesome.
Here we go. The shot from the teaser.
Yeah.
Which when the teaser first came out for this, like, yeah, that was pretty epic.
Yeah. Like, that's a pretty cool shot. Look at that. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, this movie's going to be pretty great.
And that's the thing, like, these fight sequences are really well done.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Talk science.
Wait, what does he want Spider-Man for? Just for vengeance, or?
Harry basically is like, you give me Spider-Man, I'll give you your tritium.
Oh, okay.
Even though, again, he could have just robbed Harry right off the bat.
Yeah. So Spider-Man is going to try to kill him right now, right? When he throws a spear at him?
Yeah.
Look at this.
He doesn't mess around. Yeah, that's
Jesus.
yikes.
Yeah. That was a pretty brutal attack.
Now, there's cool little details I like. Like, I like the fact that Doc Ock is miming with his regular hands what he wants the other hands to do.
Oh,
like
great.
When he took that clock hand and, like, broke it, like, you can see his regular hands be like, you know,
Breaking.
Miming breaking something.
Huh.
What the hell?
In all my days. Huh. That's a cool Spider-Man pose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right. Like, he covered his face with his arms, and then his robot arms did it.
Yeah. Again, they take full advantage of the wall crawling or the ability to stick to stuff in this one.
Yeah.
Fighting along the side of the train and everything like that. Convenient.
Oh.
Like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that, what was that, Universal Studios commercial from years back?
Oh, yeah.
There was like a kid on a plane. And they're like, we're going to be landing in Orlando soon, or wherever Universal Studios Florida is. Yeah. And you see Spider-Man and Doc Ock like fighting on the wing of the plane.
Yeah. Gratuitous butt shot.
Oh, he's been sliced.
Oh, that's cool.
And dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have killed him.
He's a spider.
Again, spiders are notable for being very, very tough.
Yeah. Except against rolled up magazines.
Apparently, yeah.
They're my one weakness. Oh.
At this point, you'd think people would be like, I should move to a different car.
Yeah, or we should maybe contact the train conductor and let him know that there's a guy with metal arms fighting a dude in a red suit, throwing people off the train. And just skipping stops.
Well, whatever, the conductor.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Ha-ha!
Oh.
The train never stops. It's like the Snowpiercer.
It can't stop. It won't stop.
Ha!
That's funny.
You get it? See what I did there, Spidey?
I can make jokes too.
Yeah, no shit, the brakes are gone.
Yeah. I know, I was just holding them a second ago.
And mask off again.
Oh, clever excuse.
I guess, yeah. But then he loses the mask, but then he finds it again. Thanks to...
He gives it to him.
Yeah, thanks to the kids.
Yeah. What? Where? What? No. It kind of reminds me of that Justice League cartoon episode when Luthor takes over Flash's body.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he takes a look in the mirror and he's like, I have no idea who this is.
Yeah.
You know? Like this
clever
thing where people can see that Spider-Man is like, you know, whatever, a dude.
Yeah, I mean...
But they're like, who is he?
unless he flat out says his full name and gives his home address, like...
Yeah.
No one will know who he is.
No. There's a guy from Mad TV.
Yeah. Phil
But
Lamar,
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Like, no one will... They're like, he was a white guy between the ages of 25 and 40, brown hair.
Put on an APB.
Yeah, could be anybody.
Well, in modern day New York, yeah, that narrows down pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, and then I mean, this is kind of like dating itself, where like not everyone has a camera.
Yeah. Yeah, and instantly people now with smartphones would be all over this.
Those 4 guys in the front would just be taking photos of his face.
Even if they're possibly going to die, they're going to be like, I got to tweet about this.
I gotta get this.
Spider-Man poop face. Again, yeah, his stressed out
Horrible
face
faces.
scares me. I mean, you can tell he's straining quite a bit,
Yeah.
but still, yikes.
Personally, if I was Spider-Man, I would have just webbed up the wheels.
Yeah. Huh.
But you know, I guess not nearly as dramatic.
Yeah. Or, you know, if I was Spider-Man, I would have been like, everyone to the back car, please.
Yeah, please, yeah. Can we get a little bit of the weight off of the front car for me?
I'm gonna disengage the front of the train.
Yeah. Jeez.
Well.
Oh. It's not like
Dramatic.
he's a brilliant scientist or anything.
Now, what I like about this, he lets go of the webs. Just imagine if someone gets one of those across the face.
Oh,
on the
it's
way-
me like the scene on the friggin' ghost ship when like 30 people get like ripped in half.
Yeah, exactly. You might have saved the train, Spidey, but 7 people just got diced in half. Because
Diced
of
in
your
half
web.
with your webbing.
He's not Jesus.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I'm like, oh boy, they're really laying it on pretty thick. Like the cut on his sides.
May we anoint your feet, sir.
Let us clean your web shooters.
I do like this where they're like, it's just a kid.
He's no older than my son. And my son's a freeloader.
He's a man-child. That's the guy from Mad TV.
Can I have your autograph?
I think these are actually Tobey Maguire's kid brothers actually coming up.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah, I believe.
That guy looks nothing like Tobey Maguire. Oh. Hello, Spider-Man. We found this for you.
That guy looks not. That cracks me up. We won't tell nobody.
We swears.
Yeah, that's right. You won't, because you'll be.
He's just breaking necks.
That's a superior Spider-Man way.
Yeah. And wait, what would they tell? Don't worry, your secret's safe. What, that you're like a white dude?
Well, they're his brothers. They'd be like, Spider-Man's my brother.
Yeah. Tobey Maguire. He's Spider-Man.
Oh, thanks, dudes.
That was good. That was some good extra acting.
Yeah.
Oh, then this asshole shows up.
Wait a minute.
Wait, I thought... Oh, yeah, okay, never mind it.
Wait, he was at the front of the train.
Oh, he's coming from the other way.
Oh, he's coming. Yeah, I thought, because I'm like, they carried him 3 cars away.
They're like, okay, we can put him down now.
That's not Big Pussy, though, right?
No.
Okay. That's that dude's face.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Juicy.
He sure loves to beat up his actors.
Yeah. It's okay, citizens.
One more shot, barkeep. Oh, never mind.
Oh. That was a cool scene, though. Like,
Yeah.
having the people...
Yeah,
Wow,
like
he's just a kid, and he's...
60s Batman transition through the spider. Well, the web slinger, get out of this one.
Tune in next time. Same web channel. Is that barbed wire? Jesus.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around.
He really fully embraced his evil side of himself.
Or BDSM or something.
Yeah, or something.
Ah, there's the...
Oh my god. That's like all the tritium in the world.
Yeah, and like I said, it was right there the whole time.
Yeah. We just saw him rip a giant safe off a wall. I'm pretty sure he could take a smaller one like that.
Yeah, he could definitely take Richie Rich here.
Yeah. Oh boy. Wait, he finds out, right?
Yeah. Ching!
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill him with this letter opener. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If only I could steal your girlfriend and kill your father.
I'm gonna hold hands with her in front of you.
Say you like it.
See how you like it.
So he could have hypothetically talked his way out of it.
Yeah.
He could have been like, I couldn't find Spider-Man, so I showed up in the car. No, never mind.
Well, fuck that idea.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, this is Pete's fault again too, because he's like, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
I got shit to do. But he never really does talk about it later with him.
Nope. Yeah, wait, they really don't ever have like a. All right, let's hash it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't kill your father. He tried to kill me.
Can we just sit down and talk? And here Harry's like, whoa.
It would have been funny if like he was just so dumbfounded he just kept on saying, "Peter, you're Spider-Man," and then like he says like a big long thing, and he's like, "But you're Spider-Man." He's like, "Oh, Harry, yes, I'm Spider-Man. Jeez, can we move on?"
Yeah.
Mary Jane.
End of world, possibly.
Yeah. Sun. A giant sun destroying half the planet.
And there are the goggles. Buddy. He's goggled up now. Why? Yeah, what? He doesn't need her anymore. What?
No.
Oh, that's why. He's like, yeah, because he'll tell me, well, why didn't you just... Wait, yeah.
What? Yeah. I guess he has to hold on to her until he's done with his project.
I guess. Like, honestly, he could have just, like, dropped her off anywhere else and lied that he had her.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Oh, that's a cool shot.
Yeah, that is really cool.
So wait, Harry knew where he was?
I guess. Here's where plot hole central starts for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, Harry knows where he is.
Although if Peter actually used his like deductive science skills and was like, well, he'll need to be somewhere where there's water.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna hurt a lot more people this time. This mask is really muffling my speech.
Yeah, you sound a lot like Peter Parker.
No, I don't.
Oh. Eee.
Slingshot, Mighty Mousing the way in.
Boing.
And now he's dead, right?
Yeah.
Any excuse to get Kirsten Dunst wet.
Yeah.
Right? So, midriffs, beating up your actors, and getting girls wet.
He's like, all right, Kristen, we need to get a little ice cube on your nipples. Not nearly pokey enough. I remember that scene in the movie. There was some dude behind me was like, yeah.
Boobs. She's got boobs.
Oh, man. So once again, would the experiment have worked?
Appears to not be.
Well, if he was there to contain it.
Yeah.
But not fighting Spider-Man. Oh, boy.
Again, something else you can blame on Spider-Man.
Yeah, true.
Spider-Man, not Spider-Man.
Joe Spiderman?
Joe Spiderman. All right. Now, here we go. She's going to woman up.
Oh.
Here she goes. Here she goes. And...
Oh.
She's so useless.
Yeah, I mean, even Aunt May got a shot on.
Yeah, Aunt May. You're telling me the 80-year-old lady on Social Security
yeah, was able to smack this guy better than...
You all right?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
The rage.
Yeah.
Okay, so that didn't work.
So, I do like where he's like, oh, God, puts his hands up. What
Yeah,
now?
he's like,
What
oh, shit.
Here we go. And apparently it's affecting traffic on the main island, but this warehouse is still standing somehow.
It's all magnets.
Magnets, bitch.
Selective magnetism, is that what you said before?
Yeah, selective magnetism. Like now it's just eating everything.
Yeah.
And get ready for taking off mask number 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Peter.
Please tell me. Lazy.
He looks like he just got smacked with a... Oh.
Well, I think he kind of is waking up.
Yeah, he's coming out of it.
Yeah.
And I do like that he uses his speech from before to kind of...
No, and like they want to, yeah, he has to like fight it.
That is a nice speech. Like it hits the point on the head about all of it, like giving up your dreams for the greater good.
Yeah.
The greater good.
I was once told they have to use your gifts for the betterment of the world, and I was like, wait, I said that. I said that.
Well, did you ever hear from this guy named Ben Parker? He used to have this really great speech about power and responsibility.
I know Ben.
Sir.
We had a dinner date in the city.
He was supposed to meet me one night. He was supposed to meet me one night, but he had to go pick up his whiny kid.
Yeah, at the library.
I like that there's one arm there being like, don't listen to him.
Yeah. Kill him.
And then buy us Twixes.
We like to eat mice. Get us mice.
Yeah, now he's getting
Listen to
back
me now.
Listen to me now.
Huh. Okay. Oh, like they're all like cowering. It's
Okay,
cute.
fine. You're the boss. Tell me, that was completely pointless.
Yeah, I know he said the exact same thing after all that.
I'm in control. We're still fucked, but I'm in control. And here we go. Sacrifice. I shall throw the one ring into the fire. I mean, drown the sun.
Yeah. He could be a hero.
Yep. We can be heroes. Literally just for one day.
Yeah, barely.
Just a night, even.
I mean, what did he think it was all going to happen? Like it was going to work, right? And then he was be done? Then?
Nobel Prize.
Here I come.
Half the city's gone, but at least I got my Nobel Prize. And here...
Oh.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah. Now explains why you and Peter Parker kissed the exact same way. And you sound exactly like him. And you're everywhere he is.
And you know exactly what he's thinking.
You know, I had a moment of thinking that she was going to die.
Really? Yeah.
Like she was going to be the Gwen Stacy.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, that could have worked, but not in the tone this movie's going for.
Yeah, you're right.
I do like that line. This is really, really heavy.
Yeah.
This is heavy, Doc.
Whoa.
Doc Ock pooping face.
It's a big one.
Batten down the hatches. This one's going to be huge.
I'm drowning suns over here.
Is that a euphemism?
Yeah. No. I wish.
Don't come in. Don't come in.
Close the door.
Here we go.
Yep. I love you.
I will not die a monster.
Well,
Peter
kind of are.
Peter gets his third can of spinach.
Yeah. Well, I like to think that the gravity is what helps him.
Yeah.
Because he kind of like just tosses it forward.
Yeah, that is true. That didn't seem so hard, Pete. Why'd you take your time? You were trying to coax her to say she loves you.
Oh, boy.
And the most carefree web swinging ever.
Yeah. Good thing there was a cloud there for him to catch on to.
Now, did this tick you off a little bit? Like, every time a villain has to die? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's the only way. Like, once a villain knows identity, it's...
I'm kind of glad we have moved away a little bit from that with these movies. Like, even with the new Spider-Man movies, like, Harry's not dead. The Lizard's not dead.
Yeah.
They're just in jail. So
yeah. But they don't necessarily know he's Spider-Man, do they?
Lizard does. They all do.
That's right.
Yeah, they all do know. Yeah.
Yeah, because Spider-Man had his name on his camera.
The entire time.
And he left it in the sewers with the lizard.
Convenient.
Property of Peter Parker. Wait a minute.
And here we go. So she always knew. We just never explained that she always knew.
Well, at the end of the first movie, they kiss, and she kind of has like that, like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there is that, but at the same time, this movie, for good, is Peter Parker heavy. You never really get much into what she's thinking or what she's, aside from that one thing with the astronaut.
Yeah, true.
Which, speaking of, here he comes.
Of course.
Do I have to get married to an astronaut now?
Again?
Can't I just hang out with a socially awkward superhero?
Yeah. A guy who talks like he's from the 50s.
Okay, so, yeah, now this webbing's coming out of his wrist. How painful is it to have to slowly web her down?
Right? He's like just screaming the entire time.
Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Let go, let go.
Because it's like pulling out his insides.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You know how much calcium I'm going through right now?
Oh, jeez. His bones are constantly breaking.
Here we go. My heroic leap across the barge.
Oh, that's right.
Yay!
Whee!
That was fun, honey. What have you been up to?
He's a tough guy. He's astronaut, so his gravity is a little less than most people's.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. Once you leave the planet, you're able to jump higher than normal people.
Forever. Sandra Bullock must be like the bounciest person on the planet.
Yeah, it's the John Carter effect.
So long, Spidey. Thanks for everything.
Again, they are on a pier, so I don't know what he's swinging off of.
I did just want Peter to like yell out in the distance, "Put in a good word for me for your father-in-law."
Yeah, please. Yeah,
please.
Right? Hey, that would be awesome if he just like landed there. Like, hey, by the way, you think you can tell your father? You know, his dad.
Yeah.
He has both of them there.
Well, we're talking to Mary Jane. It's like, put in a good word for me. Cut me a little slack.
A little.
And here we go with the cameo, which...
Setup.
Did you anticipate him coming back?
I didn't, which is always a welcome treat.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. I was excited because I'm like, oh boy, we're going to get more Willem Dafoe hamminess. Which you do a little. He goes a little Hamlet on us.
Yeah. He's all cleaned up.
Yep.
Son.
I'm here, and I'm dressed to the nines.
Yeah, look at me.
Men's Warehouse, Harry.
I got the second outfit free.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
So, mental illness runs in the Osborn family.
Yeah, and apparently knowledge of his alter ego runs in the family too.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they were
like the Goblin serum just kind of amplified what was already there, is what they're kind of saying.
I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
like,
well,
I don't.
See, psychologically speaking.
Well, no, I didn't know if they were homaging. You remember the animated series? They couldn't kill anyone on that show, so Goblin was in like limbo or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
And he'd show up to Harry in like mirrors and shit like that. Harry, avenge me.
Save me.
Now, this is kind of cool because we never really established where the Goblin's lair was before.
Yeah, true.
It makes sense it'd be like right in his penthouse.
In his study. Snap!
Man, he's really lucky none of those things went off.
I want to have a scene in a movie, right? When like the supervillain is just setting up his lair. Like him just putting all those bombs out. Like, do-do-do.
They're so clearly organized and
I know,
symmetrical.
right?
OCD Goblin. Jeez.
When did he have the time?
And he's got the glider, he's got the bombs,
he's set.
He's got the mutagen, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
He's going to make some mutant turtles.
Oh, yeah, he's set.
There we go. And I do like the little hints, like Harry's at the wedding, he's wearing like a green bow tie and stuff like that.
He's all goblined up. Wait, did you say her mom was dead, or...
No.
She said her mom went. Okay, yeah, so...
I don't even know is that supposed to be her? Yeah, it's supposed to be her mom, I guess.
No, that's Jonah's wife. Because when she was running from, like, taking photos from everybody.
Maybe.
Like, here's my wife with the mayor. Here's my wife with the DA.
I can't imagine Mary Jane invited her family.
Yeah, true.
Because remember her dad from the first one? He'd be there with like his wife beater T-shirt.
Green bow tie.
Yep, green bow tie.
Oh man, it's horrible. She kind of let the wedding go this far.
And then here comes Jameson's head.
Yeah.
She's fired.
I'm not paying for this.
Here comes Butterfly, or whoever she is. So, you want to get married?
Yeah, right? I'm already wearing a dress. It would have been horrible if, like, all the wedding colors were red and blue.
Yeah. Just to rub salt in the wound.
Yeah.
Now, they never follow up on this in the other movie.
Yeah. Like Jonah... Okay, so Mary Jane kind of ends up with Peter.
Yeah.
Like, publicly.
Yeah.
So you think that Jonah would be a little upset?
He'd make his life a living hell.
Yeah. Like, hey, Parker, I can't pay you anymore for photography because you stole my husband, my son's wife.
You stole my husband.
You stole my husband from me, Parker. That's the last straw. You're a gay menace.
And, this is like The Graduate, except...
Yeah, except he just sat on his ass and didn't try to get her.
That would have been kind of funny if he'd shown up as Spider-Man at the
banging on the back.
Banging on the door.
Yeah.
Mary Jane!
But then his spider strength, he accidentally breaks the glass and kills everybody.
Jameson's making the Mrs. Robinson face.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you say the whole The Graduate reference. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the movie, remember they're on the bus and they're kind of sitting there and they have like that look on their face like, oh shit. Like, what did we do?
Yep. She
kind of has that face now.
And I'm kind of upset. I mean, we'll get into it when we get to the third one, obviously. Yeah. I'm kind of upset they didn't go more with that storyline because that was prominent a lot in the comics, is her whole, like, it's like being married to a cop.
Yeah, like every time he goes out, is this going to be the time that, they get him?
That he never comes back, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, it's always going to be in his life. He's always going to be a cop. I mean, he's always going to be Spider-Man. He's always going to be this other thing. Mm-hmm. It's part of who he is.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, she makes it look like she instantly regrets it.
Yep. Isn't it about time someone saved your life?
Yeah. Well, again, we'll talk about it in the next movie, but her life falls apart in the next movie.
Yeah.
Like, she can't get an acting gig. She's, like, losing all her money. But then Peter Parker is excelling. Like, Spider-Man is a hero. Parker's doing all right. Like, she gives him all his good luck, and then she takes hers.
Yeah. That would have been interesting, too, but if it wasn't for the fact they kind of sidelined her a lot in that movie, too.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
I am validated.
My poor decisions yield good results.
Great power, great responsibility.
My ass.
Suck it, Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this is kind of a nice result. He's balanced, or better balanced than he was, and almost gets killed by that helicopter.
I know, right? Boom, 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 boom.
Now, this is a couple years after 9/11, so the American flag stuff isn't quite as prominent.
It's there, it's New York.
It's there, but it's not like right up there, front and center.
Yeah.
And here we go. Regret.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, like, oh, God. Like, when in the theater, when they ended on that, like, you could hear everyone be like, oh. They're like, oh, this is...
Oh, yeah.
Won't end well.
And that's crazy. Okay, let's talk about that. Like, usually superhero movies end on, like, this, like, we made the right decisions, we prevailed. And that very obviously ended with her possibly making a bad decision.
Yeah.
And regretting it.
Yeah.
That was the last shot of the movie.
Yeah. I think, honestly, that's honestly, like, I felt like a really good shot because, not everything ends on the high celebratory note.
Yeah.
That most, like, there's no Chris Reeve flying into space, smiling at the camera.
Throwing a little wink at the audience, you know?
Yeah. It's essentially just like, hey, reality's about to set in.
Yeah, it's Christopher Reeves flying off into space, and then Lois Lane just kind of like looking up at the sky, being like, shit.
Well, poop. Well, so that was Spider-Man 2. And,
Spider-Man 2, I mean, definitely, I think better than the first one.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot. I mean, okay, so do you feel like it holds up? Like,
I mean, as much as I was kind of like, what I was doing was essentially nitpick. I do like the movie overall. It's enjoyable. It's probably still my favorite one.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a bit of datedness to it. Like we were talking about, like, you know, you can tell like there's some chintziness to it. But I mean, it's the most balanced movie out of the three, I'm gonna say.
Absolutely.
Because it does deal with powerful stuff and what he's going through and everything like that.
So, do you think his decision to throw like 3 villains in the next movie had anything to do with the fact that like this was so Spider-Man light?
I think. Well, the thing is, I think he just wanted Harry and Sandman in the next one. What kind of similar what happened here with Amazing Spider-Man is the studio was pressuring for more.
Yeah, we need Venom. Everyone's going crazy for Venom.
Everyone wants to see that character, so give him to us.
Yeah.
So
yeah, 'cause, I mean, when you think back, this movie was it was very emotional. It was very like character driven. It was just like a lot of in depth, like the psychology of Peter Parker.
Yeah, and I will say, I think it's, even though there are moments where there's heavy hinting and winking in terms of the theme, it is subtle. It's more subtle than the other two.
Yeah. Also, this kind of breaks the idea of the trilogy, the second movie revealing something big about the past.
Yeah.
So this was I don't know, it's very, very different.
At that point, they had to kind of pay off on the identity thing, because after the first one, where everyone was expecting it to go typical Hollywood ending, he gets the girl, and it didn't. Yeah. They were kind of like, okay, for the second one, he has to. He
has to get the girl, but then that's still like make it a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, make it realistic. It's not going to be a fairy tale ending, essentially.
Yeah, it's going to be flavored with regret, or the real reality of things.
Now, here's a question I want to pose to you. Not necessarily about this movie in particular, but about overall Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Do you think he would have melded in well with the cinematic universe if he was given the chance?
Oh, the like the current Marvel universe?
Yeah, because right now, they're talking about maybe Garfield Spider-Man, maybe he could work in that. But do you think Tobey Maguire would have worked?
Wow, I don't know. I mean, there's that one photo of Robert Downey Jr. and Tobey Maguire at a basketball game. Mm-hmm. But it has like this expression where Tony Stark is like, has Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. has his arm out.
They're essentially the same person. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's kind of like, let me show you the world, Peter. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this version of Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire are so happy-go-lucky and so 1950s.
Yeah.
And the modern day Marvel is just so like dark and realistic.
He's too pure, probably.
Yeah. It would be like having a cartoon character be in like a live action movie. It's I don't know, he's too upbeat and happy, despite it being very tragic and horrible.
But again, like
the tones are different.
Everyone keeps coming back to Garfield being like, "Oh, he's always moody. He's like Twilight moody and stuff like." I'm like,
is he?
No, I don't. I personally don't think he is. But a lot of people are saying it's like Twilight with Spider-Man or whatever. I'm like,
what?
But he gets the character a little bit more, I feel, to where he was.
Yeah.
He's not moody. He's a smartass.
He's angsty, but I mean, Spider-Man is angsty.
Yeah, Spider-Man's always been angsty. It's like...
Yeah.
So...
Come on, dude. He was a high school kid. He was a teenager. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, in this reality, the high schoolers are like all 35 and...
Every reality. I was kind of hoping that in a second... Garfield Spider-Man, it would be years later.
Yeah.
But it was like, it started with him graduating high school. I'm like, come on. just do a time jump. Haven't been Spider-Man for like 4 years.
That's something I never really understood too. With like the time jumps don't seem that significant in these films. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they would make sense. Like, why not have Spider-Man be Spider-Man for 4 years in between movies?
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden a villain shows up.
Yeah. Well, otherwise you're kind of wondering like, well, what's he been doing for fun? Well, except for like Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, the oof.
There's an 8-year
The fact
gap.
that Batman sat in a room for 9 years doing nothing breaks my heart.
But
Never.
that's a story for another day.
Yeah, when we review the Nolan movies.
Oh, sure. Well, we'll get around to some major stuff, hopefully. But obviously, next on the docket will probably be the third one.
Yay!
We'll have plenty to say. We've been building up to it.
I'm pumped.
We'll have plenty to say.
Yeah, we will.
Dance number and everything. But until then, thanks again, Mark Espinosa from NeverEndingRadicalDude.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
And I'm Mike McG, and you've been listening to McChats. We'll catch you next time.